Hello, everybody. It is time for What's for Dinner at Dudash Farms, and we are excited because we are finally in October, and it is nice and fallish, and we're loving it around here, and I'm sure you guys are too. So last year at this time, do you guys remember it was 95 degrees and we were in we had drought conditions, and I mean, it was crazy. And here we are. I think this is, Brian, isn't it going to be like the coolest? Oh, he's not even in here. It's going to be the coolest day that we've had so far this year tonight. So guess what, gang? We have some special guests with us tonight for What's for Dinner at Dudash Farms. We have, and I'm going to introduce them here to you. Let me take this off here. We have Adam Hopkins and Ella from the Chicken or the Egg. So check out, you got to see Ella's shirt. Check this out. It says, "Hanging with my peeps, the chicken or the egg." Isn't that great? So this is Ella, and this is her dad, Adam. And he is the chicken monster.
Master.
Chicken master. Sorry. Chicken master. So, gang, tonight we are going to actually, Adam's going to tell us a little bit about the chicken or the egg, and he's going to share with us some recipes for what we can do with chicken. And then Ella is actually going to make us some cookies. So, do we want to talk a little bit about the chicken or the egg, or do we want to start with Ella?
Well, everybody always asks what actually came first, the chicken or the egg, right? And so
Yes.
we've decided to go ahead and solve that mystery today.
Okay.
We're going to start with the egg.
Okay.
Mainly so we can go ahead and do some cooking. And so
There you go.
When we originally talked about coming out tonight, we talked about I said, I told Ella that we were going to come, and she said, "Oh, can we do more than one recipe?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about more than one recipe." And she said, "No, Dad, I mean cookies."
Yeah,
And,
that's right.
so,
we got to have cookies.
Yeah, right.
That's
So,
what is a good meal, Ella, right? Without a good dessert, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we're going to start with the cookies, and I guess just to be fair, we are going to use our homegrown eggs there.
Yeah,
so
check this out, you guys. Aren't these beautiful? So these are some of the eggs from the chicken, and they are absolutely gorgeous. And Ella has already cracked one. And so Ella, take us through your cookie recipe.
I got there's one egg, a cup of peanut butter, and a cup of sugar.
Okay, so Ella's starting with one egg, and she's got a cup of peanut butter here, and she's got a cup of sugar. So she's put her egg in the bowl. So what comes next? Got the peanut butter, yeah. That peanut butter's a little thick. So we've got a bunch of people watching. Hey, gang. So let's see. Miss Karen Hilton is waving. Hello, Karen. And Tina Gibbons Miller is watching. Hi, Tina. I'm so glad you guys are joining us. We are so excited about having some guests here. So we, Adam and Ella are our neighbors. And they also join us at the farmers market on Saturday mornings. And so we are thrilled to have them. So Ella is mixing together her peanut butter, her egg, and her sugar. Jimmy Hilton says hi, everybody. Hi, Jimmy. All right.
While Ella does that was, so it's pretty simple. And that's something that I grew up doing just as a kid, and so as soon as we had the opportunity, Ella's been practicing her recipe. So she's going to do a double-decker cookie, and so she's going to do peanut butter, Hershey bar in the middle, and then put another peanut butter cookie on top.
Oh my gosh.
So that should be pretty good. So
Ella.
we're going to let her go ahead and stir that up, mix that up, and then we'll put it in the oven.
Great.
That way it can cook. And
That way they'll be ready when we're ready for dessert. Right, Ella? Yeah.
That way they'll be ready before we eat dinner.
That's good.
So we'll go ahead and start with that. And so we wanted to talk about a couple things. We've got the pasture-raised chickens. And so for us, the pasture-raised chicken thing started off because that's how we wanted to eat. And that we were raising our own food. And that was just kind of the system that we believed in and we enjoyed. And, when I bought the farm, the whole intention was always for Ella to be able to see where food came from, right? Because there's a whole lot of people that don't realize the amount of work that goes into food or where it comes from, and so the whole process. And so it's always kind of been about her and having that experience. And so we started doing the pasture-raised birds. It's been 3 or 4 years ago. We never set out to do that as a business or to sell, honestly. It was just what we were doing. And so time has changed this year, and so we had some extra time, and so we started selling some extra birds. But this is one of our birds that's fully cooked. So that's a 4-pound bird.
Look at this, y'all. I don't know about you, but that looks really yummy.
Yeah. So with our 4-pound bird, typically something that a lot of people don't think about. Number one, what a lot of people worry about is, how do I cook a full chicken, a whole chicken, right? Because we're so used for everything being broken down. We'll maybe only buy breast or maybe only buy legs. And so anymore, honestly, I cook everything as a whole chicken. Breaking down a chicken into separate parts isn't that difficult. It can really be pretty quick. The biggest problem is people worry about, I need to be specific or I need to be accurate. And so you worry about this little touch of meat or that little touch of meat. But in all reality, it's not that big of a deal. For us, what we do is when we cook them, so we're going to cook them whole, and then we're going to take the meat off of it. But everything that's not off of the bird gets boiled down into stock anyhow. And so it's not wasted. We're still going to use that.
That's right.
And so, the worry of, did I exactly get this piece or that piece, that's completely gone because you're using something for it. It's going to flavor your stock, and so that's typically what we do. So with a 4-pound bird, a lot of times we're going to end up making 3 meals, honestly, out of that. And so what we would do with this bird, we cooked this one today, but the breastbone goes right down the middle, and you can feel that. And so what you would do is you'd take your knife, and you can just run right down the side of it, and then you can follow the rib bones down, and you can pull off that breast. And so you'll pull off the breast and the tender both together on both sides. You can push the legs apart, cut the legs apart, and so then you've got the legs and the thighs off, and then you can pull the wings off. And so depending on what you're looking to make, a lot of times we'll start off, you have a chicken that looks like that and all that great crunchy skin. And so I feel guilty a lot of times just breaking it down and eating it separately, right? And so what I do a lot of times is we go ahead and we'll eat it that way. But at the same time, you can go ahead and cut it up and put it straight into recipes. And so that's something that everybody should be aware of and remember. The biggest difference is when you start with a whole chicken, instead of looking at one meal, you're looking at probably
At several.
Several meals,
Yeah.
depending on how you use it. And so it typically lasts throughout the week.
All right, so I think Ella is ready to put her cookies on the cookie sheet. So, gang, we're having for dessert cookies made by Miss Ella. And she has started with a cup of sugar, a cup of peanut butter, and an egg. And she's going to put that out on her cookie sheet. So,
simple,
Dad,
huh?
you go ahead and do that, and I'll talk a little bit here. And we're going to just say hi. Angie Martin Vidito says, hello, y'all. So you guys wave at Angie. Wave at Miss Angie. And Tom says, have internet issues. Hey, you guys are in the Virgin Islands. I can understand why you have internet issues. So yeah, they're getting all of that cookie goodness on the cookie sheet there. And so Adam was telling us about his farm fresh or pasture raised chickens. He normally will cook the whole chicken, but then he makes several meals from that. So tonight we're actually going to go through, some of those great recipes that he has, so you guys will be ready. This is the perfect time for lots of different things. So, he is like, we should have a party after this evening because we're going to have so much food. It's crazy. Nancy Fair says, hi, Adam. Hi, Ella. Do you know who that is? Say hello. Yay. And Angie says she's having internet issues too. Okay, so Mike Norton, if you're watching, we need to have the Trilite fiber optic.
Close.
I know we gotta have it here in the house. We gotta have it here. So, just saying. Let's see who else we got watching. Oh my gosh, y'all, thank you for tuning in. I just wanted to say that Brian and I, we absolutely love doing this What's for Dinner at Dudash Farms. And you know what? We actually started this because we had we had a lot of customers who really didn't know what to do with certain cuts of meat that we have here at Dudash Farms. So we thought, well, what better way to show people how to prepare it than to do this Facebook Live? And of course, we started it during COVID when everybody had lots of time. And and then we realized that people really do appreciate just some simple and easy recipes. So we enjoy doing it, and we love having friends like Ella and Adam come over and just share different things. So it's not just about Dudash Farms products, but it's about making sure that we, help our community and just I don't know, just have fun with each other. So, okay, how are we doing on the cookie sheets here?
All right, the cookies are about to go in, and so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll stick those in. One thing that Brian asked about was the chicken. And so how long do you cook a chicken? The answer is it really depends. And so typically what I do is I'll cook a chicken between 350 and 375.
Got it.
It'll be somewhere between an hour and 30 minutes. The biggest trick is that we sell multiple sizes of chickens. And so for me to say, oh, cook that chicken at this, it depends. Because a lot of times our chickens can range anywhere from something like 3 pounds up to 6 pounds or even heavier. And so you've kind of got to gauge it. You've got to put a temperature gauge in them and see where they actually are. But that typically yields pretty good results. And so it does take a little bit of prior preparation. But in the end, what happens, and so what a lot of times we do is on Saturday, we'll go ahead and we'll put one in the refrigerator, we'll let it thaw out, and then Sunday, that's kind of our start. And so we'll cook it on Sunday, and whether we eat it just plain, I've got to the point where sometimes I'll go ahead and cook it, and we'll make enchiladas the first night. And so we make our enchiladas. It's pretty straightforward. They're not hard. Everything that we've brought tonight is not necessarily, we like to do a lot of stuff from scratch. We're lucky enough to have a garden, and we put up things in cans or jars, but we can it. But at the same point, a lot of people don't necessarily have that. And so a lot of these things are just things that you can do with whatever. And so with our enchiladas, it's pretty straightforward. We're going to go through, we're going to pull some meat off of our chicken. We're going to use some, my brand is the El Paso brand. And so we mix some of that enchilada sauce up, put that in some tortilla shells, put some cheese on it, and cook it. After you've cooked the chicken, even on a Sunday, we're talking about, so we're going to cook it for around an hour, and that's going to add 15 to 20 minutes. And so that's really not bad. Essentially, all you're doing is melting the cheese, so that way it tastes good. So that's really pretty straightforward. So that's typically the first thing. So I'm going to throw this in the oven.
All right. Well, before you do that, let's show them what you've done. So she's she put her cookie dough on the pan.
You can kind of see.
Yeah, and then you see that she has taken some Hershey chocolate bar and put that in the middle, and then put some more on top. So these are Ella's peanut butter chocolate cookies. So they're going in the oven, and the oven is set at 375. We've got a lot of people with internet issues this evening. But I do want to say, we've got Christy Barnes. Do you know who Christy Barnes is? No. Christy Barnes says, "Hey, sweet Ella." So you want to wave at your mom? All right. Awesome. All right. So
so moving forward. So we'll leave those in there until they're done, essentially. How long they're in there.
We'll just keep a check on those.
We'll have to time it and actually see how that actually works out. So I want to talk a little bit about the chili that we've actually made today. The chili is really pretty straightforward, and so not to necessarily cheat, but again, we're about easy and so how to do it. And so this was all done in the crock pot. This is something that
right here's the crock pot gang. We got it going on here.
That's right. So I typically do this. You can put it in the morning, pretty easy. So I didn't talk about after we use our chicken, and so the first night what I'll do is I'll pull the meat off. And so I'll use that for a couple recipes. But then I take the rest of the chicken, the back and everything else. We'll boil it. Typically I boil it overnight. You can put it in a crock pot. You can mix carrots and onions and all sorts of stuff and make a fresh stock. And so a lot of times that's what I do. And so what you don't realize, at least for me, if I was to buy stock from the store, I'm going to use it once and I'm going to end up throwing it away. It's terrible, but that's just kind of the truth of the matter. And so what I've started using in a recipe. And so with the leftover parts of our chicken, I'm going to boil that down. I'm going to make stock, and then I'm going to put that in that Ziploc baggie and freeze it, depending on how many chicken meals you want all at once, right? That's the other thing to remember.
Do you want to strain it though before you put it in?
Yes, you want it. Yes, you definitely strain it. And so because after quite a while, what you're going to do is, so that whole chicken is going to break down, and so there's going to be bones and everything like that in there. And so yeah, you'll put it on a strainer, and then you'll strain it out. We'll freeze it. And so with this recipe though, what I do is I'll take a bag of that chicken stock and I'll just put it in the bottom of the crock pot. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy. The next step to this chili is it's a little bit cheating, but I'm really excited about our friends at Bush Beans there, just down the road. So
Oh yeah, they're my favorite too.
that's right. So Bush Beans has got a recipe straight on the back of
Hey,
their can.
check that out, y'all. It's on the back of the can. Talk about cheating.
So it's not
That's
not
good.
hard, it's not complicated, and so but it's good, and that's really what matters, right? So anytime you're doing any of this, enjoying it's probably the most fun. And so this recipe is straightforward. So we put our fresh chicken stock in there. We've got a couple cans of Bush Brothers white chili beans, and that's in chili sauce. And
Okay.
so that's typically what we use every time. A can of Rotel. Now, if you happen to have some fresh peppers and some fresh tomatoes, you can do that. We've done that, and it turns out pretty good. But if you don't happen to have that, a can of Rotel, can of cream of chicken soup, pretty easy. And so you dump all that in the crock pot, and then you go to work, right? Or you, I don't know, take a nap or whatever you happen to need to do next. It depends on the day. And so that all cooks together. And so that's actually what puts together this recipe. And so it's incredibly straightforward. It's not hard, but it always really turns out
Are
pretty
you
good.
just using the stock, or are you using some chicken meat also?
So in our actual recipe, I do add chicken meat. And so when I go through with that chicken, what I'll do is I'll pull off some chicken meat. And you can see that in the actual chili. And so we are using chicken meat. And so it's not from what I've made the stock from, but it's chicken meat that I pulled off of that chicken the first night, typically, that I've cooked it. And so, when you cook it, it's going to be hot.
Sure.
And so the biggest deal, and, I hate that I even failed to say it, but when you cook these chickens, the biggest thing to remember is you can't eat them immediately. When you cook a chicken, let it sit for 20 or 30 minutes. Cover it in tin foil, and so luckily we've done that here, in the mile drive or the, half-mile drive that we had here. But cover it up, let it sit, and that's what's going to actually create that juicy chicken. And so by cooking a chicken and cutting it immediately, typically it's going to be dry. It's just not going to turn out as well. So letting that sit is a big deal. And that's probably the game changer in all of it. And so, yeah, you pull that off and you put that in the chili.
Sounds delicious. So, just to recap all of that, gang. So, Adam has taken some of his chicken stock. How much do you put in there, Adam? Just
So-
do you eyeball it?
Well, so here's the problem. Is I don't know if I'm a great cook or a terrible one. It depends on how you look at me and what you think, right? But in all reality, so the actual recipe calls for 1 can of chicken
Got it.
broth. But what I do is mine will be a little more. And so mine
So you
is
do
gonna
what you
be-
like.
Yeah, it can be a little more soupy. It can
Sure.
be like a tortilla soup.
Sure.
The other thing that I forgot to mention was my Dudash Farms pepper. So this recipe does have a Dudash Farms jalapeno pepper.
There you go.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. That pepper is probably our secret ingredient.
Secret.
And the reason it's our secret ingredient is I figured it could only go one of 2 ways. And so if I put Brian's jalapeno in this chili, I figured he was bound to say it was wonderful.
There you go. There
If
you
he
go.
didn't say it was wonderful, I'd say, yeah, I thought that pepper of yours was really rank.
That's right. That's right.
So, yeah, that had a secret mission. And so I do put a jalapeno in there. It depends on who you are. Honestly, I like the jalapenos. Ella's not a fan of the jalapenos. And
I'm
so it just
sort of on the
depends
Ella train. I get it.
depends on how spicy you
Yep.
want it. But there's only one in here, and that was just for our own safety.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
So that's what's in that actual recipe.
All right. So to recap that, gang. So he's got his chicken stock. in the crock pot. And then he has added, how many cans of beans there?
2 cans.
2 cans of bush beans. And by the way, the recipe, there is a cheater recipe on the back of the can. That's always nice, right? But anyway, 2 cans of, what are they? Just the white chicken.
White chili beans.
White chili beans, and then a can of Rotel and a can of cream of chicken soup, and some of the chicken from the whole chicken that he's cooked, and he has put that in his crock pot, let it cook all day long. And so then by the time you get home from work or whatever you're doing, you have dinner ready. It's super simple. So that's one of the recipes that Adam has, that he makes with his chicken. So like he said, with a whole chicken, you can actually use that for 2 or 3 different recipes throughout the week. So you can eat it just, you know, as the chicken and add some sides to it. He's making some chili. He also has some great fixins in here for some enchiladas and stuff like that. So yeah. And Ella's cookies, how are they doing?
They're cooking.
They're cooking. Ella has made us some great cookies, chocolate and peanut butter. And her simple ingredients for her cookies were a cup of peanut butter, a cup of sugar, and an egg. She mixed all of that together. She put her cookie dough on the tray. She put some Hershey's chocolate in the middle, and then added some more cookie dough on top of that, and we've cooked them in the oven, or we baked them in the oven so far at 375. Yeah, what did you want to talk about? What have you got over here?
So I'm working on chili. If you want to take a few minutes and talk about the market tomorrow.
Okay, great.
And then we'll get this finished, and we'll finish up our cookies.
Sounds good. So Adam is putting together his chili. So we're going to talk about the farmer's market before we get gone here. So let's look here. We've got Marianne Smith. Do you know Marianne? Adam? Do you know Marianne Smith?
Mariana.
Mariana says, hi, Adam.
Mariana.
So Mariana, I'm sorry I got your name wrong. Let's see, who else we got here?
He's really concerned about Marianne.
Uh-oh. And let's see. All right, so let's talk about the farmer's market tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be there. It's going to be really cool in the morning, but we're still going to be there. So come out and see us. But you know what, gang? It's fall and it's absolutely beautiful. So, you know, come over and get one of Laura Wall's cinnamon rolls, or House of Douglas. Grab something from them. So let me tell you who's going to be there with us tomorrow. We will have, of course, Dudash Farms. We will be there. We're excited to see everybody. And Found a Pearl Farm will be there. Laura Wall, she'll have, I'm sure, lots of her fall goodies. So make sure you come and see Laura. Hill House Farms will be there. I already mentioned House of Douglas. They will be there also. Martin Farms, of course, we've got Shirley and Pete and Angie. They'll be there tomorrow. Pam Willis and her totes. Y'all, this is my new thing. I'm loving Pam and her totes. So what she does is she takes feed bags and she makes these gorgeous tote bags out of them. And also she brought last week with her some stockings, and they're just precious. What a great Christmas gift. I mean, think about it. Come and get one of those totes, fill it with lots of goodies, and give that as a gift. I mean, there's just so many ideas. So loving Pam Willis and her totes. Reclaimed Soul will be there tomorrow. So Ashley, she has lots of candles and wax melts, and she has every fragrance you can imagine. So you want to come out and support Ashley. If you're looking for Christmas gifts, why not get a tote from Pam and fill it with some of Ashley's candles and her wax melts? I mean, I'm just saying that would be a great gift. So come on out. And not to mention, we've got Greta Holbert and her gifts. I mean, she's got soaps, she's got candles. Those would go great in that gift bag too. So you need to be thinking about Christmas. It's right around the corner. So we've got Timberlake Nutritional Garden. So Jim and Greta will be there tomorrow. We also have last but not least, the chicken or the egg, right? So they will be there tomorrow. So come out and see. Miss Ella's going to be with us tomorrow, so you got to come out and see Ella, right? So that's what we're going to have, and we're so excited to see you guys. So are we ready?
We're
I
ready.
think we're ready. So hold on a minute, gang. Let's look at this. Okay. Check out this white chicken chili. Isn't that beautiful? So what Adam has done, he's taken his chili and then he's put some tortilla strips on there. We've got some black olives on there, and we've got a little bit of, what is that? Cilantro on there. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Such nice presentation, and look at our sweet little Ella. And then look
I think she's hungry.
at dessert. Look at these cookies Ella made. Ella, thank you. You're awesome. We're so happy you've come and seen. Adam, thank you.
Anytime.
The chicken master himself.
That's right. There's no
So-
monster here.
That's right. So Diane Hopkins says that looks yummo.
Oh, hey, that's Mom. Mom made the
There
shirts.
you go.
Yeah.
So, okay, we got to give Mom a shout out. Check
That's
out this.
right.
I mean, this really is cute, y'all. Look at that. Chicken Master.
I like chicken monster.
I know. And then on his sleeve, look at this, the chicken or the egg. Mom is good. And then I got to give Ella another shout out here. Hanging with my peeps, the chicken or the egg. All right. Yummo. That's right. Y'all, Brian, say hello.
Hello, let's eat.
Let's eat. Okay, it's time to eat, gang. So, hey, thanks for joining us. I know it looks like a lot of people had internet issues this evening. I don't have any control over that, but thanks again for joining us. And yeah, we will see you at the farmers market hopefully over the weekend. And if not, then maybe we'll catch you next weekend. Don't forget that the market is starting to wind down. We will be going through Saturday, October the 17th. So make sure you come and visit us before then, all right? And we'll see you guys later. I'm going to go eat some chili, and I'll see you later. Bye.